know the Arabic language. Such an embarrassing thing to see a sheikh acting like that. And then is it the
I think one at a time. Let's see. What was the first one?
All the religions teaching the good things.
Right. You see, every religion says do good. There's no doubt about that. Not one religion says commit adultery. Not one religion says steal or kill people. Nobody says that. Then how is it that we can say that, look, Islam is the culmination, is the highest point of all religions? It is on the very teachings. You see, each religion was the fittest religion for its time. It was the perfect, it was complete, and yet incomplete. Like our education. You see, in my country, I go up to standard 6 in certain schools, standard 6, what you call 8th year. And then I have to change school. Up to standard 6, I get a certificate called primary school certificate. So if I pass that, I am perfect as far as standard 6 is concerned, the 8th grade. I'm perfect, and yet I'm imperfect, because now still there's further steps to go. So I go to a high school, we call it a college. And in the college I go up to metric. When I pass metric, it's perfect, complete, and yet incomplete. Now you see, it's complete up to metric, but it's still incomplete. Then I go to a university, and I take whatever lines that I want to take. Now you see. So at every stage, it's complete and incomplete. It's complete and incomplete. So same thing with religion. Allah Ta'ala gave, in the system of religions, we talk about Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. These are 3 sister religions. What Allah gave to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam was perfect, complete, and incomplete. Then by the time Isa alayhi salam came, he came as a reformer among the Jews. So what Allah gave him was complete for his people, for their needs, and yet incomplete. It's only in the dispensation of our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that through our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Allah gives a final, complete revelation, and He says in the book, He says, Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinukum. This day I have perfected for you your religion. Wa atmamtu alaykum na'mati, and I have completed my favors unto you. Wa raditu lakum al-islam ad-dina, and I will that Islam should be your religion. So now it's complete, perfected. Once it's perfected and complete, you can't add anything more. Anything else added to it is an abnormality, like this hand. Look at this, perfect. You can't add another thumb to improve it. You can't add another little finger or 10 fingers to improve it. Complete. Anything you now add to this is an abnormality. Same thing to the teachings as given by Allah Ta'ala is a complete code for all times. But it was not so with Musa alayhi salam. It was not so with Isa alayhi salam. You see, for their needs, perfect. But it was incomplete. For the times of Jesus, whatever was given was perfect for the needs, but it was incomplete. That's how it is. And what was the second thing?
Arabs, they speak the language, but still.
The Arabs and the Arabs, yeah. Yes, it's an anomaly that now look, the Arab is supposed to understand his language. The Arab, that's his language. But he seems to have also lost the spirit behind the Quran. He is also reading for beautification, for sawab. So I meet these Arabs. I meet them, I talk to them, and I'm asking them, you see, like in Kuwait, when I went to Kuwait, I saw, as I landed, the man who comes to pick me up from the ministry, sitting with me in the front, I'm asking him, what is your name? So he said, my name is Yusuf. I said, Yusuf? Ah, my younger son is Yusuf. And you know, you're like a son to me, like my son is Yusuf. So my companion who had been to Kuwait before, he whispers to me that he's a Lebanese Christian. I said, oh, in other words, you better change the tune. You know, he's not what you're thinking. I go to the hotel, 5-star hotel. I see the receptionist. From his complexion and dial, I can make out he's a Hindi man from the subcontinent. So I'm asking him, where you come from? So he said, India. I said, where about? He said, Bombay. I said, you speak Gujarati? He says, no. I said, that's funny. I come from Bombay and I can speak Gujarati. How is it that you come from Bombay and you can't speak Gujarati? He said, no, I'm a Goanese Christian. I said, oh, name Stephen. I sit down to eat. The waiter comes. Another Hindi. Name Paul. So I asked him, I says, you Paul? He said, yes. I said, robbing Peter to pay Paul, huh? Just a joke, you see. He said, no, my father is Peter. I said, oh. Christian, Christian, Christian. He's eating the cream of the land. When my brothers in Pakistan are hungry for jobs, my brothers in the Sudan, in Egypt are hungry for jobs, in India are hungry for jobs, and the Christian is eating the cream of the land. So, I speak to these people, this younger generation. I says, you know, when I came, this is what I saw. I said, look, you haven't got the guts. You haven't got the spirit to go and find customers for Islam. You can't go to Borneo. You can't go to the Amazon. You can't go to China. You can't go to Russia. You know, you're all too soft. You can't move anywhere. So Allah is making things easy for you. He's sending customers to your door, to your homes, looking for jobs. Why don't you talk to them? So the Arab tells me now, he said, La ikraha fi din. He's quoting the Quran. Shaitan quoting the Quran. They said the devil's quoting scripture. He is a Muslim. He's an Arab. He's telling me what the Quran says. He says, La ikraha fi din. It means there is no compulsion in religion. I said, who's talking about compulsion? I'm not telling you to force Islam down their throats. You, I said 100 million, you can't extricate 1 square inch of land from the mouth of the Jew by force. Am I going to tell you, go and force the Americans to become Muslims, force the Chinese to become Muslims, force the Russians? Who's talking about force? Another guy, I tell him, he says, Lakum dinukum waliya din. He's quoting the Quran, the shaitan. I said, you know, look, this is as a last resort when everything fails. You try. And when that guy says, hey, I'll put a knife through you, then Allah tells you to tell them, وَإِذَا خَاطَمُهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. When you meet the ignorant one, say peace. tum tumhare raaste, hum hamare raaste. That is as a last resort. If our Nabi started with that, there would have been no problem. If he started with that, we wouldn't have been Muslims today. But you see, he has lost the whole thing. But there's one thing good about the Arab. I'm hammering him, wallah, I'm hammering him. And I tell you, he loves it. This is the beauty of it. He loves it because he knows it's coming from the heart. When I hit him, it's hurting me too. He knows that, look, I'm not trying to score points on him to say, look, you are fools and I'm a clever man. I'm telling him, he says, look, this is what we find ourselves in. And it's about time I say, you woke up and you did something. Allah has given you a second inning. I'm telling them, second inning. And if you don't come right, I says, you'll be destroyed for good. You won't get a third chance. And so I terrify the guy. But he loves it, you see. But he has also lost touch with the Quran. For 1,000 years we didn't propagate, so we lost the art. And once you lose the art of talking, preaching, inviting people. Once you lose the art, you don't know how to open your mouth, so you don't open the mouth. It's about time you learn the techniques, how to start with the people. So this is my field, you see. I mean, in it, I want to share with people how to start with the Jew, how to start with the Christian, how to start with the Hindu, how to talk to the atheist, the agnostic. How to do it is so easy. Allah is teaching you in the Quran, but nobody really reads the Quran. That's the saddest part. Nobody really, not even the Maulvi. Not even the Alim, the Maulana, he doesn't read it. He's rattling it off. You know, पढ़ जाता है, खत्म कर जाता है, खत्म करते हैं सब. But nobody really reads it. And I'm telling the guy, say, you're not reading it. And somehow, look, I'm not learned, wallah. You know, I'm a furniture salesman. But you see, what has happened is, somehow, because I'm talking, these people, you know, the Arabs, they called me and gave me a prize, King Faisal Prize. So everybody thinks now, I'm some great guy. So now they are prepared to listen to me. Junejo want to see me tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, Zia wants to see me. For what, I don't know.
A question. My name is Samina Tariq. I'm a medical student. What I wanted to ask is about the word doubt in Quran. Quran says you should not have doubts. But until and unless we don't have doubts, we don't have shak, we can't have yaqeen. So we have to ponder different aspects of a particular